Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, get in there. Anyway, we're going to talk about some transfer news today. I thought, I've not done this before, didn't do it in the summer, but I thought, I love the transfer window and it's finally open. There's been a lot going on and always there's going to be a load of rumours going around and a lot of rubbish. And one thing I would say is don't believe anything you see from these accounts on Twitter. These in the know agents, they're not in the know. They're not. I'm going to be telling you a few things that I've been reading up on from more reliable sources. I'll sort of give you my thoughts on those players and whether I think they'll be good for us to sign. And we'll see where we go from there. Let's go on with the video anyway. So firstly, Steve Cotterill spoke to the media about the transfer window. And he said a lot of our business is probably going to be done in the latter stage of it. So a lot of what you're seeing right now might be us inquiring about players or looking at players, maybe scouting them. But there's not going to be any real done deals until a bit later on. And I think this is just to allow the bigger teams to get in a replacement for them or make sure that they're definitely okay to go. So that means they might be towards the end of January. But it's more exciting. Maybe a bit of deadline day. Hopefully it's not that late. Not like Alex Song was in the summer, stuff like that, where it just couldn't really get over the line in time. Hopefully we have it all done by deadline day. But yeah, if you're checking every day to see if we've signed anyone, I'm just saying now, it might be a couple of weeks still. But for me, as long as we sign the right players, that's all that matters. Don't matter if it takes a week, don't matter if it takes till the very last minute. As long as we sign them, that is all that matters, because it can be the difference between us staying up and going down. Now, Steve Cotterill's already got rid of a couple of players. He sent Liam Walsh back to train with Everton, and he's still registered as a Birmingham City player, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to play another game for us. And it could be this month that he finds another club. Maybe we cut his loan short. Some other players that we will be cutting short could be Jenkinson and Brummie. The two players from Arsenal that Harry Redknapp brought in haven't featured majorly. Now, Carl Jenkinson's was down to injury, Brummie's was more down to the system we're playing, and allegedly other things behind the scenes, which I won't go into. Overall, I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't really get to see Carl Jenkinson play properly, but I won't be too gutted if he goes, because we've got a solid right back in Colin. If he gets injured or he can't play, we've always got Insui, who I'm not exactly fond of, but we've also got Cogley, we've got Harding. I would like to see Cogley go on loan this month, maybe in the summer, but I do think he needs game time and he will be a good player, but maybe he might get involved if there are injuries, so maybe he's going to be good to keep around. But that's what recall options are for. So a big player this month is Kieftenbeld. Kieftenbeld was one signature away from leaving Birmingham City and going to Derby with Gary Rowett. Where we would be if that transfer would have gone through, I don't know. It could be a lot worse. And if you look at us right now, we're second bottom. Can't get much worse. But Kieftenbeld has been part of our sort of resurgence. I know it's only been 2 games, 2 wins, but I'm calling it a resurgence. I don't care. Without Kieftenbeld, we would really be missing a solid player in the midfield. I don't know why Harry Redknapp didn't rate him, but he dropped him. He stopped playing him and played Ndoye, who has turned out to be a flop, unfortunately. Anyway, we need to sign Kieft on a long contract, and according to Bcfc.com, it seems like that is what Steve Cotterill wants to do. He says he likes him, he wants him at the club, that's why he's played in pretty much every game. But there's more to it. His contract is out in the summer. There are clubs sniffing around. Now, I've heard Sunderland and Hull are sniffing around, but I would be very, very surprised if Sunderland or Hull bought Kieftenbeld off us, because there are rivals. They are going to be down there with us at the end of the season if we do stay down there, and selling it to one of them would be transfer suicide. We can't do that. So, maybe Derby, maybe not. It all depends on Kieftenbeld really and how he feels. And you know what? If he wants to go, fair play. He was, looking forward to going to Derby, I guess. He had it all planned and it was just one signature that didn't go through. And in that way, I do feel sorry for him. But he's been loyal to the club. He's been a great servant. So if he did go, I'd be upset, but I wouldn't hold it against him. One of the best deals we could probably get this window would be a long contract for Kieftenbeld, because he's a very good player. And the fact he almost went for 200, 300 grand, absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Talking about players that Steve Cotterill offloaded, David Cotterill is being looked at by Sunderland. Now, obviously, Chris Cohen is the manager of Sunderland. He was the Wales manager. David Cotterill did play for Wales, or he thought he did. He pretended he did. He was on the Instagram. I didn't play a minute for Wales in the Euros or whatever, but he's a good lad. He's a good lad. But yeah, he was on that Instagram game basically. Oh, I'm at the Euros. I'm with Gareth Bale. Didn't play a minute, but you know he can hit a free kick into a wall, and he's a good player. And knowing my luck, Sunderland will sign him. And he'll do amazing for them, keep them up, send us down, something like that. You start to think, if he's signed for Sunderland, they're our rivals, so maybe it would have been better to say, you know what, see out your contract, don't play, sorry for you. We don't want you going to Sunderland. You know, they ain't got a lot of money to spend, and we've given them a good option. So, I don't know, maybe not the best idea. There's also been a lot of speculation around Che Adams, and this is where a lot of the fake rumours are coming from. Oh, people fabricate stories, and people believe them just straight away. They'll see something and go, oh, Che. And then they'll hear someone else say it, and they'll be like, oh, well, if a couple of people have said it, it must be true. No, what's happened with Che Adams, it looks like he's been injured. He's had hamstring injuries that have been reoccurring. Maybe he's been brought back in too quickly, who knows. But it always stirs up a bit of drama, especially when it's just before January. Now, I'm very happy that Birmingham City have put out a statement about Che Adams, because it has cleared the air a little bit. I was a bit suspect, but I'm glad now, and hopefully he stays with us. I think all Che Adams wants to do is play football and develop, and I think he's got a good, you know, a good brain on him. Yeah, I think he'll just focus on staying with us. Maybe something in the summer will happen, but right now, he's not played a lot of games for us. He's not really going to be that massive a target, and no teams are going to put a massive bid in for him when he's been injured all season and not scored many goals. He didn't have the chance to score many goals, but I can't see him going in January. That's just my opinion. Knowing me, he'll probably go tomorrow. Moving on to an interesting player that has sort of divided opinion, but I think more people would have him than not. It's Cameron Jerome. Cameron Jerome was a big player for Blues, and split opinion between fans. A lot of people liked him. A lot of people thought he didn't know where the goal was. And, you know, he's never been the best finisher, but he's always had that raw pace and gets in the right positions, and he still has it to this day. I think he's about 31 years old, but he still has some pace about him. I've spoken to Chris Reeve at Talk Norwich City, and he says he does rate him, but he doesn't think we'll get him unless they bring someone in. Articles are saying different things. News articles thinks he's ready to go between 1 million and 1.5 million. Cardiff are also interested, another team that Jerome previously played for. If we sign Jerome, I would be very happy, because he scores goals in the championships. He knows the division. But last season, he scored 16 goals in 41 appearances, which isn't too bad. You know, if we're bringing in a striker for £1 million, you'd be happy with 10 goals from him. Similar to Duke, the fact is, he'll give us depth. He might not be our leading striker, but he'll be a great replacement. I would rather have Jerome on the bench than Duke. But yeah, we will have to fight it out with Cardiff. And Cardiff being in a much better position to us might be a better prospect for Jerome. Then again, might get more game time at Birmingham City. So we're going to have to see with that one. But he gets more stamp of approval. Another player that Cardiff and Birmingham City are looking at is David McGoldrick from Ipswich. I believe Ipswich do want to sell him before his contract runs out, so that they get some money for him rather than nothing. And his goal scoring record is decent. Not as fast as Jerome, but a bit more clinical, I'd say. This season he's got 8 goals in 19 games, which isn't too bad at all. And I think he'd be a decent player for us to sign. Give us a bit more depth up front, because we really are short. And it could earn us some vital points if we sign him, especially for a reduced fee. Can't complain. Short term, get someone proper in the summer. You never know, he could be really good for us. Now, another player that's been linked with Birmingham, this was more in December, is Shehu Abdullahi. Now, this is a Nigerian international, and I guess he's similar to Anazi in the fact that we want sort of from the African region, midfielder, international level. They'll be a bit cheaper than getting someone from the Championship or the Premier League. So, I can see us going down that route. There's also been rumours of us going for Jack Colback as well, watching him in an under-23 game. I'm not sure who would go for. I mean, I've heard the True Geordie rant about Jack Colback endlessly, but he could be right for us. Would I want to take a gamble on this guy, Shehu Abdullahi? Maybe, but look at Ndoye. I was really happy when we signed Ndoye. I looked at him on YouTube, I was like, this guy's a beast. He's amazing, but he come to us, he couldn't really settle into the division. I don't know what it was, he can't pass. So I think you really have to do your research on these players, but sometimes risks pay off. So as long as we don't put all our eggs in one basket with a midfielder, I'm happy with that. There's also been rumours on Twitter about £5.5 million bid for Ryan Woods. Small Heath Alliance Forum, it sort of originated on there. Someone had a source, but don't believe them until they really materialise. I think it would be a very good deal if we got him for that. It might be just a bid. I don't think we're going to sign Woods. I would love it if we signed more Brentford players because it would rattle them a bit more, but I can't see him signing for Blues. Anyway, that's it for now. If there are any more sort of things that materialise for Birmingham City, I will do another video soon. If there's not enough for a whole video, then I might do a whole Championship rumour video. What do you think about a Championship rumour video, or done deals, or my view on them? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you'd like me to do more teams, branch out to the whole Championship, let me know. I may well do that because we might only be signing 1 or 2, maybe 3 players this summer. So I might have a look at the other clubs around us. You know, it might be interesting to see who they're signing and how their squads are improving. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please drop a like on it. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you are new. I'm going to aim for 3,000 subscribers by the end of January. Now, it's a mental target, but I'm going for it. I want to set myself new targets in 2018. I want to put out better content. I want to engage with you more. Try and grow the channel a bit. I've really enjoyed it since I've started. I just hope I can grow it a bit more, put out some better stuff for you. Anyway, enjoy your weekend, have a good one. I will see you in the next video, which will be the Burton at home vlog. Let's hope we've won it. Come on Blues, come on.